Hey everyone, welcome to Real Mob Stories with James Proctor. Hope everyone's doing well today. And today I want to talk about the breaking news that Jeff Nadu just put out regarding former Bonanno associate Gene Borrello, County Sheriff's Department. Gene Borrello was arrested on Saturday, and he had actually been arrested initially in June. And so we'll talk about the full story of what happened with the initial issue that he had back in June, and then also why he got arrested on this weekend on Saturday. So just ask everyone to please hit the like button and consider subscribing to Real Mob Stories with James Proctor. And now on to the rest of our presentation. So Gene Borrello, as we know, he just continues to get in trouble. He never can learn his lesson. I did a show about a week ago where, I talked about how people have always been out there to help Gene Borrello. I mean, we saw it initially a few years ago when he was on with John A-Light. He was on the John and Gene show. And then, he continued to get in trouble. He got arrested, a few times. A lot of it previously was involving his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever she is today. And so he's also had people that have tried to help him, like Dominic Shikali, for example. He's also went out to Arizona and talked with Sammy Gravano. He's got his cousin, Anthony Ruggiano Jr., and they've all tried to help him. And then recently, we've had Michael Francis that felt that he had changed and he was going to try to help him to make himself a better person and to have a better life. And we know when Gene got out of jail or out of prison earlier this year, he was talking about how he had changed his life. He was saying that, he had a lot going on in Hollywood for him. And, he was, wanting to get into acting, wanted to do a lot of those things. And, I was very skeptical because I knew of how Gene is. He never learns his lesson. He continues to, make the same mistakes. And, Gene Borrello's in his 40s now. He's turned 40 and he just will not learn his lesson. He just continues to get in trouble. And so what happened in June was that he was at a bar or restaurant and he got into an altercation with an employee. And during that altercation, Gene had a mug or a glass and tried to hit the bartender over the head with it. And then an altercation occurred. And so there was a summons for Gene Borrello to appear in court. And Gene never showed up for his court date. And so the judge issued a warrant for his arrest. And so on Saturday, this was when Gene Borrello got picked up. So I want to show you the mugshot first of all, and then we'll go over the court case or not the court case, but there's a little bit of information in the Hillsborough Sheriff's Department on what's going on. And like I said, it was Jeff Nadu, the Sitdown, that actually broke this story about an hour before, this presentation I'm recording. So here's his, this is Gene's mugshot. Okay. And then we'll look at his booking. And so we're seeing here that, like I said, he's 40 years old. He was released, so he apparently just stayed in jail for about 6 hours. And so he was arrested on the 20th, and so today's the 24th, so that was on Saturday. And he was arrested at 7:40 p.m. and then booked at 9 o'clock. And then there's a release data, so does not occupy a cell. So only thing that means is typically when you get arrested, you'll be in a holding area, and if you can get released, then you'll just leave. But if you have to stay for a period of time, then you'll be issued a cell that you would be in. And so they actually released him on his recognizance. I know that in this area, which is in the Tampa area, that folks, a lot of the, this is an assault. This is an assault charge, and so that's a misdemeanor. It's it's fairly minor when you consider everything. And so there's a lot of overcrowding in the jails, and on some of these minor charges, then they'll release him. But again, the main reason that he was arrested was that he didn't show up for court. It shows that he's got a job at Auto Spa. That's apparently his company. I know that he had been doing washing of vehicles. And so the charges here is arrest on failure to obey written promise to appear on a failure to appear assault. So that was the charge. There was a warrant because he didn't show up. And then we're looking here. Then the second charge is again arrest on failure to obey written promise to appear. And so what they charged him additionally, so the first charge was assault. And understand that assault means that a person can be charged from assault with assault even if you threaten someone. If someone feels threatened by that person, that doesn't mean that you had to hit them. I know that my understanding is that Gene missed when he tried to hit the guy with his glass. That's just the story that we got from Jeff Nadu. And so they had criminal mischief, $200 or less. So not sure what that is in particular. It might have been that he threw the glass, it broke. That could be considered criminal mischief. And so those are the two charges. So my understanding is that what's next for Gene is that he's got to appear in court. And we know that Gene isn't on paper anymore. So any charges that he gets, these are state charges, by the way. He's not in any risk of any sort of violation of supervised release. He's not on supervised release. So because of that, these are just going to be state charges, more likely on something like this. So you've got the assault charge. That's a pretty low misdemeanor. Also, the criminal mischief, that's less than $200. And so my understanding on that would be the least serious misdemeanor. So most likely what you would see from a judge on this is that he would either get probation, some sort of deferred adjudication. He might have to again go through some anger management courses. In theory, you could go to jail for, I believe, up to a year on each count, but that's not going to happen, especially on this case. And mainly, this is just showing a pattern that Gene Borrello is not going to learn. He always blames other people for when he gets into these circumstances. I'm also a little concerned that we know that he's been on some interviews lately, and at least on one he admitted to being inebriated, being drunk, and also we know that a couple of weeks ago he had threatened Jeff Nadu. And so, he's having these patterns of threats. The behavior is just something that just continues. And, I know a lot of people have tried to help him out. I'm just not, I don't think that the guy's going to learn. He's already 40 years old. He's not in his 20s anymore. He's not in his 30s. He's spent time in jail. He's got a lot more opportunities than most people, and he still continues to do that. So, we'll cover this story. We'll continue to give you updates as they come. Like I said, I don't expect too much happening from this. Like I said, it might be a fine, might be some sort of deferred adjudication. I don't see jail time coming out of that, but he will have to go to court, and so we'll see what happens. So anyway, thank you for watching today's show. I'm planning on releasing. I'm working on a documentary actually on the Genovese boss, Benny Squint. I think that he's someone that's a ghost, someone that not a lot of people are aware of, and so I want to put his story out there because he's actually a fascinating figure, in my opinion. He's someone that a lot of people don't know about, but I've been able to get some information on him. I've got his FBI files. I've got, a couple of documents as well. So, I'm putting that together. We're on our march to 30,000 subscribers. So we'll be at 30,000 any day now. And so I have to just thank everyone for all of your support, all of your comments, your, viewing the show. It means a lot to me, and I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude for everything. So thank you very much on all that. And I am working on several interviews, and so those will be announced pretty soon as well. So just like I said, please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, Lee Cole, he has Wrestling with the Devil. So, he's doing really well over there, already up to 8,000 subscribers. So please go over there and check him out. There's a lot going on there, and there's some big news going to be happening very soon regarding Lee and Wrestling with the Devil. So check that out. Anyway, thanks again. Everyone have a great rest of your week, and we will talk soon. Take care, stay safe, and God bless you always.